I wonder if the stars remember us. It's somewhere, in all that burning light, there's a flicker, a trace of two souls who once brushed against each other and never truly let go. Because that's what we were when we, a near miss, a cosmic age, a connection so real that even fate hesitated. I no longer need your voice. I no longer need your touch. But I still feel you. In the pull of the moon. In the sudden stillness before it rains. In the echo of something beautiful I can't quite name. I think you were never meant to stay. You were a visitation. A divine interruption. A reminder that something in this world could move me so deeply that even after it was gone, I would never be the same again. And I haven't been. Everyone who meets me now meets the version of me you left behind. They don't know it, but you live in my pauses. In the way I glance sideways at the word forever. In the way I flinch when someone says, "It'll stay." You rewired me. Not with cruelty, but with absence. And there's something almost sacred about that. You hurt me without meaning to. You changed me without trying. You became a ghost story I tell myself at night. Not to scare me, but to remind me that once something unexplainable passed through my life. And though I walk through this world alone, I carry you like a secret. A silent name etched into the lining of my chest. A vow I never spoke aloud, but never stopped keeping. So if you ever feel it, a sudden warmth without a source, a calm that finds you in a storm, a name on the tip of your soul you can't quite say, yeah, it's me. Still here. Still burning quietly in a corner of the universe. That only we know. Because love like this does end. It becomes the background hum of eternity. And even if the world forgets, even if you forget, somewhere, in the silence between stars, this love still speaks your name. I've come to understand something now. You were never a chapter in my life. You were the ink. A language. A page itself. Everything that came before you was silence. Everything after, an echo. And yet I live. I move through days with quiet strength. Not because I've let go, but because I've made peace with carrying you. You are not a wound anymore. You are a fingerprint on my spirit. Invisible, but undeniable. I don't cry for you. Not anymore. But when the world grows still, when the stars seem to lean a little closer, I close my eyes. And I feel you. Not the version of you that left. Not the version that never looked back. But the soul of you. A part of you that recognized me. Even if only for a moment. Even if only in some realm beyond words. And that's enough. Because some connections aren't meant to bloom in this life. Some are planted deeper. Meant to grow in places we cannot see. Meant to echo across lifetimes. Until one day, they return. I don't know if they'll ever see you again. Not in this world. Not with these eyes. But if the soul remembers. If love leaves marks beyond flesh. Then I know we'll find each other. Somewhere. Someday. In a different skin. In a different sky. And maybe then, you'll look at me the way I always looked at you. Maybe then, my name will feel like home on your tongue. Maybe then, we won't be a lesson, but a beginning. Until then await. Not by a window. Not in longing. But in truth. Living my life. Loving deeply. But always with a quiet space in my heart. Reserved for you. And when I finally take my last breath. When this body turns to dust. I know. Somewhere beyond stars and memory. Your soul will recognize mine. Not as a stranger. Not as a story. But as the one who loved you. Without end. This is the return. A moment beyond all moments. A meeting that was promised by silence itself. And then, without warning, without ceremony, there you were. Not in a dream, not in memory, but in front of me. No music, no storm, just you. And a silence so deep, I forgot how to breathe. It was dramatic. You did run into my arms. You did say you remembered. But your eyes, your eyes, they paused on me. Like they had stopped on me before. Like they had been here. Once. Or always. And in that moment, I did need answers. Didn't need apologies. Didn't need the years to roll back. Because something inside you recognized me. Not from this life, but from 1,000 others. And my soul whispered. Finally. No words could carry what I felt. Not even poetry. Not even silence. It was everything. Return, redemption, resurrection. Wrapped in a single glance. You smiled softly. Like a secret you'd carried forever had just come home. And I smiled too. Not because everything was healed, but because nothing had ever been lost. We had just been waiting. Across seasons. Across skin. Across every almost, every age, every lifetime. Where we missed each other by inches. And now, here we were. I did ask if you remembered. You did ask if I waited. There was no need. Because in that moment, we were. Let's continue. Now we begin again after the storm, after lifetimes of silence. This is the chapter where love, once impossible, becomes real. No longer just a feeling, but a presence. A choice. A beginning. We sat across from each other. No longer strangers. But not yet lovers. There was a quiet between us. But it was the old kind. Not the painful silence of absence. This one. The silence felt warm. It felt like permission. You looked at me. Really looked. And I didn't have to shrink. Didn't have to hide my hunger. My age. My truth. Because now, you were turning away. And that was everything. I wanted to tell you everything. About the nights I whispered your name into nothing. About the poems I wrote, but never sent. About the way I carried your absence. Like a second skin. But I didn't say a word. I just looked at you. And smiled. Because I knew. You felt it now. Maybe not all of it. Maybe not the fire I burned through. Not the ruins I walked. Not the madness I danced with in your name. But something. Enough. Enough to start again. You reached across the table slowly, gently. And touched my hand. And I swear. Every ghost inside me went still. For the first time. I wasn't holding on to a memory. I wasn't kissing an illusion. I was here. With you. No. And you said. I don't know why. But being near you feels like something I lost a long time ago. And just found again. I wanted to cry. Not out of sadness. But because that one sentence held all the lifetimes we never had. So I nodded. And I didn't ask you to remember. I didn't tell you that I never stopped loving you. I did speak of the lifetimes I spent waiting. I just said. Maybe this time we'll stay. You smiled. And did let go of my hand. And that's how it begins. Not with fireworks. Not with grand declarations. But with recognition. With stillness. With the feeling that doesn't need explaining. Love like this doesn't start. It returns. Highly. Finally. And this time. We won't waste it. Would you like this to continue into a slow burn love story, a novella, or dual narrative story told from both perspectives as they rebuild what was once lost? We can follow them into the everyday intimacy that comes after impossible love finally finds a home. Just say continue, and I will.